Okay, so here's your first piece of homework when it comes to the psychology of health is coming up with the reasons of why you want a certain level of health, why you're pursuing this. Having a strong why. And it's not just one. You got to get very crystal clear on what it is that you truly want, who you want to be, what you want to do, and what you want to have. You got to get clear on those three things and really bring it into reality for yourself. And this is not something that you can just develop over one 30-minute sit down of brainstorming. It's got to be a continuous process, constantly reflected upon, constantly revised and edited and optimized. And it will be crystallized over time. Everything that we have, including the phone or screen that you're watching this on, first was created in imagination, in the mind. It was first thought about, then it was felt on in terms of like, this is the right thing to do, this is the thing that I want to accomplish, and then action was taken to ultimately develop it to create the screen that you're viewing this on, the device that you're watching this on, whatever. Everything that we have in life first starts with the mind. So you have to get crystal clear on what it is, on who you are, what you do, and what you have as it relates to health, right? And the beauty of all this is health relates to all things. It relates to how you dress, how you present yourself, what you do on a daily basis, what your life looks like, how you carry yourself, what you think about, how you feel, how you kiss, how you make love, how you talk to your kids, how you lead your business, how you talk to your customers, how you sell, how you walk, what you drive, how you sit, how you stand, how you walk, how you talk. All these things are all intertwined within your health. So everything and anything is open to the reasoning behind what you want to accomplish. Just to give you an example, I've got loads and loads of examples, stories, and testimonials, and I love to share this one just because it's so out there, and this doesn't have to be your thing by any means. I had a client, great marriage, he had great relationship, he's got kids, he's got, family, business, etc. And when he got his health in line, he shared with me that he and his wife ended up having a threesome with one of their friends, one of her girlfriends. And this was like just one of the pinnacles to his life. And they're still married to this day. They have a great life. They're doing awesome. But he shared that with me in just regards of like how health relates to other experiences in life, as intense and crazy as that is, right? So I'm not saying that you have to write that down or that has to be one of your drivers, but hell, life is here for experience. We're meant to have fun. We're meant to just experience the most out of life, and whatever that is for you in any way, shape, or form, right? I've had guys who've left their companies to start their own businesses. The it spans on all realms. This is not just pertaining to the body. This is pertaining to everything that you desire in life. And I want you to come up with 100 reasons of why you want to achieve the level of health that you want to achieve. And whether it's who you are as a person, being, what you do, and what you have in all ways, shapes, and forms. What kind of car you drive, what kind of clothes do you wear, what house do you live in, where do you live in, what do you do on a consistent basis, what do you do when you wake up in the morning, what do you do when you go into work, what do you do when you pick up your kids from school, what do you do when you go on a date with your wife, what do you do when and how you romanticize her, how you seduce her, how, all those things. What do you do when you go to bed? How do you wake up? What do you drink? What do you eat? All these things need to be intertwined within the life that you are creating. And health, you need reasons. The more reasons you have, the more you're going to be willing to do the things you need to do in order to have the things you want to have. Because there's going to be discomfort. There's going to be difficulties. There's going to be situations that will help you, that will bring you down to the level of which you've prepared yourself, or will elevate you to the level of which you've prepared yourself to. And this practice right here, I cannot emphasize how important it is to write down 100 things and revise it, look over it consistently. This should be a daily practice. It's your list to the universe or to God, whatever you call it, whatever you call him, her, it. Life. This is a list for life. 100 reasons. And you can continue on beyond that. But you'll find as you go through the list and as you develop, you start to materialize things, and you start to figure out, oh, if I got this, I'm going to need that. If I'm doing this, I need to have that. You start formulating the problems that occur from having this lifestyle. And that is a thing that you need to constantly live into. What are you going to have to deal with when you have this, or when you are this, or when you're doing this? That creates reality. That creates a feeling. That creates a feeling that gets embedded into your subconscious. And now you're starting to drive the thinking, feeling, acting, and result continuum that I mentioned in the intro or the overview of the psychology of health. So writing down 100 things. List out. I got 1 through 100. I wrote out all the way through here. All the way through here. Get an exclusive notebook. A notebook specifically for this. For setting your goals in line. I got a lot of this from multiple sources. One of the resources I want to share here, we're all in sales regardless of what we do. I don't care. I've got guys from all different realms. Some guys are in direct sales. Some guys are just leaders or managers or executives, right? And we need to all constantly sell in some way, shape, or form. Fathers, husbands, boyfriends, bachelors, everybody needs to sell in some way, shape, or form, no matter what it is that you want or do or have, right? Brian Tracy's The Psychology of Selling. This is where I got the name of the module from. The Psychology of Health, is that this book has some awesome tidbits in it. And he shares one aspect in here that I want to share here. When you write down your goals, you're 1,000 times more likely to accomplish them. So these 100 things that you're listing down right here are 100 goals. And you're 1,000 times more likely to accomplish them when you write them down. And more importantly, when you revise them, when you reflect upon them, when you review them. What I do every day is I have a cup of coffee. I look down and revise and develop it. And what's beautiful about this is I couldn't come up with 100 right away. I came up with 30, then I came up with 20, then I came up with 10. And every day I go through it, revise, and add to it. So you can have more than 100, but you got to constantly be reviewing this and reciting this and developing this. This is one of the key steps in developing a psychology of health, is becoming more aware. Health is all about awareness, self-awareness. And the more aware you are of yourself and the situation and your goals and your reasonings and the why behind the how, the more you're going to elevate your expectations. You're going to expect more. And we don't get what we want, we get what we expect in life. And that's the beauty of this whole psychology, is you can take everything we're learning right now or implementing right now and apply it to anything else in life. Why do you want to get to a certain level financially? Why do you want to have XYZ level of wealth, or your business to be in a certain way, or your role or position to be at a certain level? Come up with 100 reasons why. And you can integrate your health into all of this. It doesn't have to be separate. It can be all intertwined. And that's the beauty of health, is it applies to all things. So 100 things, list them out, put them in, Decide right now that you are going to create 100 reasons why you want to be at XYZ weight, at a certain level of health. All these things, whatever those crystal clear things are. Sitting in a 32 size waist, right? Having a six pack, being lean, jacked, and muscular. Being in your 30s, being in your 40s, being in your 50s, and feeling like you're in your 30s or 20s, right? Being the man. You know, that whatever you want to define it as, put it in writing and get crystal clear on that. And implement everything that I just shared. And I recommend picking up the book. Again, Input Drives Output. Get an audio book on this. This is a great book. Psychology of Selling. Brian Tracy is a fantastic guy to follow. You can't go wrong with any of his information. And I'll share more resources as we continue on with these modules. But write down 100 things. Decide right now. Get a notebook. Get a crystal clear image on what you want. And come up with 100 reasons. Review those reasons. And again, if you just watch this video once, it's not going to work. You have to constantly review and decide on what you're going to be doing. Get crystal clear, and you will be that much more resilient and recalibrating your mind towards health, wealth, and abundance in all ways. So that's it for this module. I'll see you on the next one.